and welcome back to day 2 of One Palette, 4 looks, and going back to our good old friend Urban Decay's Born to Run palette. Today I'm going to be talking about how to wear color on the eyes. Now, today, tomorrow, and the next day we are going to be playing with some color, all right? But today we're going to talk about how to wear color, but more in a natural, approachable way, as well as some brush techniques, more advanced brush techniques. So before we get started, hit the subscribe button, give me a little thumbs up, and let's do it. All right, guys, so let's get into this. What we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit more on the expansiveness of brush techniques, okay? Because you guys seem to really love that video. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a blending brush that matches your eye. So the shape or the size, like we talked about earlier. You need to find a brush that matches the size of your eye. It is not a one size fits all right? So I'm just going to be using this brush. I like it. It is by, I'll actually put it in the description box because it came in one of my BoxyCharms box, and it's a really cute little brush. So I'll try to find that for you and put it in the description box. I have already set my eyes with a eyeshadow primer as well as the same white matte shadow that we used yesterday. All right, so we're gonna really play into this fall. Do you like my pigtails, by the way? We're really gonna play into fall right now because fall can really be playful in colors, especially in the fall tones. So they're not necessarily having to be this kind of red theme that we're seeing a lot. I love to incorporate browns and bright oranges, and they can be very wearable for all eye colors. All eye colors, honestly, but these colors are going to play beautiful with blue eyes and hazel eyes especially. This is going to be a great palette for you, or this is going to be a great look for you guys. So we're going to first go into Baja, and when you're using your brush, make sure you're tapping off excess. I'm using very little product on the brush. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create this really beautiful kind of sunset eye. Now we talked about hand placement when we were talking about brush techniques. So what I want you guys to do now, since you've had time to practice with those brush techniques, I want you to start using these baby circular motions while you're blending. Again, my hand is at the base of the brush because we want there to be less pressure on the eye, so we're not choking up on the brush. We are pulling our hand back towards the end of the brush, and now we're using circular motions. When you use these circular motions, do you see that I'm leaving the brush? I'll get close here. I'm not picking up the brush while I'm doing it. I am leaving the brush in the area that I want it to be in, and I'm slowly moving across the crease and above the brow bone. So by doing this, it's going to give you that more diffused, feathered look. You can tell that I have not redistributed any more product because all you want to do is with these small motions is you want to make sure that you have really made this first layer nice and diffused. Also notice that my fingers, my pressure on my brush is actually so lightweight that I can drop the brush. And you want to make sure that that is how that first layer is going down. So we want to use these tiny little strokes. I have been getting a few questions from yesterday and a few other videos with people that have extremely hooded eyes or deep set eyes, where this basically goes so far in that it makes its own crease color. What to do in that section, what to do in that situation. For those people, I really recommend you really focus on eyeliner as well as bringing this first color up towards your eyebrow. That's going to be very important for you to expand and elongate this area right here. And these little motions that I'm using right here are going to help you out. Also, by using a bright color in that area, not necessarily something muted like a chocolate brown or something like that, is really going to help by bringing brightness to that area in the color itself. I hope that that makes sense. So I'm going back into that color again, tapping off excess. We are going to be placing the brush again. I'm now in the middle of the brush because I'm detailing work. I want a little bit more pressure because I am distributing a little bit more product. And I am wanting a little bit more detailed work. So you see my hand is in the middle of the brush. Now I'm going to kind of scoot it back and start to diffuse. So when your hand is further down on the brush, it is more of a diffusing motion, and when it's closer towards the hair of the brush, it is more of a depositing motion, just like this, okay? We're still using those windshield wiper motions as well as these kind of swirling motions, all right? Now, you notice my brush never leaves my eye. I've seen a lot of people when they do this have the brush so far back on their hand that they have a tendency to pick up the brush. You want to apply enough pressure. Again, my hand is stabilizing the skin and pushing it into the crease or into the area that you want it to do. If you have a super deep set eye right here, just keep the color out here. You can also do that as well. I love using oranges. I think that they're beautiful. I think they really open up and make the eye vibrant. And they're just so great for widening the eye. Now I'm going to go in with the same brush, tap off excess. My hand is at the base of the brush. Small circles. You see how little I am pushing on that brush. I am barely pushing on this brush. All right. So you see how that deposited a bunch of color right there? Tap off any excess that you might have on your brush and big strokes outwards. Again, we're going to be putting a concealer and foundation on, and so don't worry too much about that section, but where you want to really worry about it is right here in this area of the eye. Windshield wiper motions towards the end of the brush. Pressure is so extremely light. And again, I am going into the crease with my hand, so my brush is at an angle, you guys, towards me, but then I am pushing the brush up towards the brow bone, okay? Again, please don't get too overwhelmed here. These are more advanced. This is definitely an expansion of the first video we did. I will put the first video down in the description box so you guys can refer to it on my 101 on brush techniques, okay? Now, if you want to, you can go into Riff if you really, really want to, which is that color we used yesterday. And you can diffuse this. Again, my hand is at the base of my brush, and I am just going back and forth. My pressure is extremely light if you like to diffuse this color out ever so slightly. I am going to bring this in here. If you have close together eyes, do not bring this color in very far. Okay? Great. I hope that that makes sense. And I like that to be as orange as possible. I'm a huge fan of that. Now I want you to get a some sort of a packer brush. This is an old brush for me, but I will put all of the brushes in the description box. Packer brushes are flat, okay? They distribute product. They're called a packer brush because you're going to be using them in tapping motions. Whenever you pack a color on, your hand is towards the hair of the brush, and you are usually putting your hand downwards and tapping the product on, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to go into Accelerate, which is this beautiful coppery color. Tap off excess. We're going to push this color right here into the base, and this color actually looks like we're going to need to pop a little bit of setting spray over it to make it show up. A little setting spray, back into that color Accelerate, and pushing this in. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, perfect. Tap, tap, tap. Whenever you want to distribute product, choke up on that brush and start with your patting motions. And you're going to be doing these patting motions in this outer 2/3 of the eye. Outer 2/3, okay? Now I'm going to go in with a synthetic, isn't that beautiful? I think that is just so beautiful. Synthetic fiber brush, which means that it is supposed to be for concealer, but I got it wet. Going to be putting it into Blaze. We have not used this color yet. It's a very beautiful champagne color. Again, we are going to go into tapping motions, tapping, 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 and then you want to pull. Look how close my hand is towards the bristles of the brush. Okay? So really making sure that you are, and look at how I'm placing the brush. So my hand, so the brush is now going up and down, so vertical. So instead of horizontal while we're patting, we're now going vertical, and we're patting and pulling to meet the next color, okay? I'll show you again. Pat, 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 pat. And I am going to bring a little bit of this color on the inside corner of the eye. just to make sure we have a little bit of lightness right here. So now we have a really great base down of some beautiful fall colors, very, very approachable. I feel like we need to add a little bit of depth to this color, or to this eye. So we're gonna go back in with our famous, I call them a pencil brush. I guess they can be called a smudger brush. We're gonna actually go into Drift, which is this color right here. Are you guys super excited? Tomorrow is going to be this kind of green blue family here. It's gonna be amazing. Kind of dramatic, but amazing. All right, so we're gonna go into Drift. And what we're going to do is we are going to, again, choking up on that brush. Remember, it's detailed. So we want to choke up on the brush as close as we can to the middle section of the brush. And we are going to go back and forth. My finger is grounding on my face. And I'm just going back and forth motions. You can absolutely use some setting spray with this color. It's this cobalt gray color. It has a lot of kind of light reflecting properties to it. And I'm going into Jet next to it, which is the black color, and I'm kind of combining these two. Now, I want you to ground, get close to the hair, get close to the metal part of your brush, and start to flick up. Do you see how my wrist is doing this? We're using just the tip of the brush. We're not smashing down on the brush. We're just using the tip of the brush, just like this. It's not really a flick. I mean, you could consider it kind of a flick, but it definitely is going to frame that eye. Again, same two colors. You know, this palette is so beautiful, and I'm just bringing it into the inner 2/3 of the eye. I'm leaving this section really nice and light and bright. Now, while we're here, take your favorite inner waterline liner, your favorite, whatever it is, the flesh tone. I'm just using Highbrow by Benefit. We're just going to go into this bottom waterline. I get asked a lot what my favorite waterline liners are. Marc Jacob makes some great ones. Same with Hourglass, as well as Makeup Forever's Aqua XL liners are fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to put mascara on. I'm going to go to the other eye, and then we'll talk about the bottom section of our eyes. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Everything is on. I just wanted to show you kind of the difference. You can absolutely leave the eye makeup look like this. It'll be a little bit more natural. It won't pull as much attention to if you're, if you're somebody that is afraid of color or is just, just starting out with color on your eyes, because I think this looks really, really beautiful. But of course, you can absolutely pull a color underneath your eye like we have done yesterday. Again, you know that I have a tendency to do that a lot because my eyes are different shaped. But I do absolutely wear no makeup underneath that bottom lash line an awful lot. So you have two options here. It's up to you. Maybe this could be day and then this could be night, okay? So what I did was I just took my little pencil brush. No, I didn't. I took this guy right here, which I would take your pencil brush. I just don't have another clean one that's not dark. And I actually went into Still Shot and Riff. And what I did was I just literally did a very gentle pull underneath this eye. And remember now, this section right here, you want it to be very soft. So you want to be in the middle of your brush, and you want to be just ever so slightly using the tip of the brush. And I'm using not the orange, because having orange on top and then orange on the bottom can just be a little bit aggressive, but we're using something in the same family. This is a little bit of a pinky color and a kind of camel color together. So that is what I would do. Again, when you're really trying to get that diffuse technique underneath that eye, you're using a brush that is pointed at the end, and the reason why it's pointed is because it's made for you just to be using the end of the brush. So when you're going in here, don't smash down on that brush, just gently use the tip to smooth that away and pull it down to whatever your liking is. All right, you guys, so here is the final look. I really love how it turned out. It's very festive, it's very fall, but I think it's a great way to approach color when you haven't done it before, or you might need just a place to start at. I also hope that you try the new advanced brush techniques. I try not to throw too many at you because they do take quite a bit of practice and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So take one thing at a time. We'll be just doing more tips and tricks with brushes at a later date as well. I hope you guys are excited for the rest of the week. I cannot wait to play with some pinks. I cannot wait to play with this kind of greeny aquamarine kind of color and give you some nice fun looks. So please comment below, let me know some other tips and tricks that you want me to integrate into the last 2 videos, and I would love to do that for you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.